The year is 445 BC. Jerusalem, once a proud capital, lies in ruins. Its walls, once mighty symbols of God's protection, are broken down. The gates, once bustling with life and commerce, are burned ashes. This is not merely a physical destruction, it is a wound on the soul of the Jewish people. For generations they have endured exile in Babylon, longing to return to their homeland. Now back in Jerusalem they face a new threat, vulnerability. Without walls they are exposed to attacks from enemies who despise their return and their faith. The future seems bleak. What will become of God's city and his chosen people? The rebuilding of Jerusalem's wall was not just about bricks and mortar, it was about survival. It was about restoring their identity as God's people, living safely in their own land. It was about rebuilding not just a city, but a community, a nation, a future. The task seemed impossible, a symbol of the immense challenges they faced. But the people of Jerusalem were determined. They yearned for security, for dignity, for the chance to rebuild their lives. Little did they know their determination would soon be met by extraordinary leadership and a surge of unity that would make the impossible possible. News of Jerusalem's plight reached a man named Nehemiah, a Jew serving in the court of the Persian king Artaxerxes. Nehemiah was no ordinary courtier. He was a man of deep faith, filled with sorrow for his people's suffering. He prayed fervently to God, confessing their sins and begging for mercy. Nehemiah's prayers were not empty words. They were a call to action. He knew he couldn't stand idly by while Jerusalem lay in ruins. Risking his own life, he approached the king with a bold request to return to Jerusalem and rebuild the walls of his ancestors' city. To Nehemiah's surprise, the king granted his request, moved by his passion and evident faith. Artaxerxes provided him with letters of safe passage and even resources to aid the rebuilding effort. Nehemiah arrived in Jerusalem not as a conquering hero but as a humble servant, ready to work alongside his people. He rallied the citizens, inspiring them with his own unwavering faith and determination. He organized the work, dividing the immense task into manageable sections, each assigned to different families or groups within the community. Under Nehemiah's leadership, what seemed an insurmountable challenge began to feel achievable. The work began with the sheep gate, a symbolic choice. It was through this gate that sacrificial animals were brought into the city, a reminder of their covenant with God. Who better to rebuild this sacred entrance than the priests, the keepers of their faith? Led by Eliashib, the high priest, they took up their tools with a mixture of reverence and determination. Laying aside their priestly robes, they hefted stones, mixed mortar, and swung hammers. The sight of their spiritual leaders engaged in such physical labor was a powerful message to the entire community. This was a task for everyone, regardless of status or profession. The rebuilding of the sheep gate was not without its challenges. The work was arduous, the sun beat down relentlessly, and the ever-present threat of attack loomed large. Yet the priests persevered, their faith fueling their efforts. They knew that they were not just rebuilding a gateway for animals, but a gateway for God's presence to once again dwell among his people. Every stone set in place, every drop of sweat shed, was an act of worship, a testament to their unwavering belief in God's promise to restore Jerusalem to its former glory. Next to the sheep gate, another group toiled tirelessly, the merchants and traders of Jerusalem. Their section was the fish gate, the entry point for fishermen bringing their catch from the Sea of Galilee. This gate represented livelihood, sustenance, and the flow of commerce that kept the city alive. For these merchants, rebuilding the fish gate was not just about security, but about economic survival. Led by Shallun, the ruler of the district, they worked diligently, their calloused hands adept at both commerce and construction. They understood that a city without trade was a city destined to wither. As they rebuilt their section of the wall, they envisioned the day when caravans would once again arrive, laden with goods from distant lands. They dreamed of bustling markets, the rhythmic calls of vendors, and the clinking of coins. The fish gate, once a symbol of vulnerability, was being transformed into a symbol of hope for a prosperous future. Section 5. The Old Gate, Ancient Defences Restored by Loyal Hands. The task of rebuilding the Old Gate fell upon a man named Hoiada, son of Paseah, and Meshullam, son of Besodeiah. This gate, weathered by time and scarred by battles, was a testament to Jerusalem's long and tumultuous history. It had witnessed the reigns of kings, the pronouncements of prophets, and the invasions of empires. To rebuild it was to connect with the very foundations of their heritage. Joiada and Meshullam approached their task with a deep sense of responsibility. They understood that they weren't merely restoring a physical structure, but a symbol of resilience, a reminder that Jerusalem had withstood countless threats throughout the ages. As they labored, they drew inspiration from the courage of their ancestors, those who had defended this very gate against overwhelming odds. With each stone they laid, they reaffirmed their own commitment to safeguarding their city and their heritage for generations to come. Section 6. The Valley Gate, a people united in vulnerability. The Valley Gate presented a unique challenge. Situated in a depression, it was the most vulnerable point in Jerusalem's defenses. Here, the people of Zanoah, led by Hanun and the inhabitants of Zanoah, stepped forward. This section of the wall was not just about protection, it was about confronting their fears and vulnerabilities head-on. The work was arduous, the constant threat of attack weighing heavily on their minds, yet they refused to be daunted. They knew that true strength lay not in denying their vulnerabilities, but in facing them with courage and unity. As they labored side by side, they drew strength from each other. The Valley Gate, once a symbol of weakness, was becoming a testament to the power of shared responsibility and unwavering faith. Section 7. The Dung Gate. Even humble tasks build a city's strength. Even the least glamorous tasks were tackled with unwavering dedication. The Dung Gate, through which refuse was removed from the city, might have seemed insignificant compared to the grandeur of other gates. Yet Malchiah, the son of Rechab, ruler of the district of Beth Hakerem, approached the task with the same zeal and commitment as those working on more prominent sections. They understood that a city's strength lay not only in its fortifications, but also in its cleanliness and order. Theirs was a task that protected the health and well-being of the entire community. They worked tirelessly, often under the cover of darkness, to ensure that the city remained clean and free from disease. The Dung Gate, a symbol of what others might deem lowly and unpleasant, became a testament to the dignity of all labor and the importance of even the humblest contributions to the common good. Section 8. The Fountain Gate. Waters of life flow through restored walls. The Fountain Gate, so named for its proximity to the Gihon spring, held particular significance. This spring was Jerusalem's lifeline, its source of fresh water. Shallum, the son of Kol-Hoseh, ruler of the district of Mizpah, was entrusted with this vital section. He understood that the fate of the entire city depended on the security of its water supply. The work was challenging, the ground was uneven, and the threat of enemy attacks was constant. Yet Shallum and his team persisted, driven by the knowledge that their work was essential for the very survival of their community. As they rebuilt the Fountain Gate, they ensured that access to the spring remained secure, a testament to their commitment to safeguarding the lifeblood of their city. Section 9. The Horse Gate. Preparedness for peace and for war. The Horse Gate, located on the eastern side of the city, was traditionally used for military processions and the movement of troops. Its repair was entrusted to the priests, led by Zadok, the son of Immer. Their involvement in this particular section underscores the multifaceted nature of this rebuilding effort. It wasn't just about defense, it was also about projecting strength and deterring potential attackers. A city with strong walls and well-guarded gates was a city less likely to be attacked. The priests, by taking on this task, demonstrated their understanding that protecting their city and their faith required both spiritual and physical preparedness. Section 10. A city restored, the wall completed, a people united. And so, after 52 days of relentless labor, a seemingly impossible task was accomplished. The walls of Jerusalem stood complete, a testament to the unwavering faith, collective effort, and extraordinary leadership of the Jewish people. This was not merely a feat of construction, it was a triumph of the human spirit, a powerful symbol of resilience and renewal. The rebuilding of the wall had a profound impact on the people of Jerusalem. It had unified them, breaking down social barriers as they worked side by side, sharing the burdens and the triumphs of this monumental task. It had instilled in them a sense of pride, belonging, and shared purpose. Most importantly, it had restored their faith in God's promises, proving that even in the face of overwhelming odds, with determination and unity, all things are possible. The rebuilt walls of Jerusalem stood as a powerful reminder to future generations that even in the darkest of times, hope can be rekindled, brokenness can be mended, and a people united in faith can overcome seemingly insurmountable challenges.